Welcome, friends, family, idiots. This is the Simpsons Hit and Run challenge. However, not a challenge like you may have seen before. This is a, if it wants to not lag, a commentated run of a new challenge. Yes, how fast can a certain car beat the entire game? Now, we will be skipping some of the missions similar to my very brief challenge series. We will be skipping the tutorial mission 1-4 Blind Big Brother and 4-6 Cola Wars because Cola Caper, just add on a couple extra minutes and it's fine. I mean, for all of them really. 1-4, it's all on foot. The car doesn't really impact it. 4-6, again, mostly on foot. The car does not impact it. No bonus missions and no races because they're not required. The goal ultimately is to see how fast a car can get from 1-1 to completing 7-7. There are a few things. Skipping missions is allowed. However, I'm going to be very cheeky. Now, in the game, normally you have to fail a mission 5 or 7 times before the game will say, do you want to skip it? But I'm going to make it so I have to fail a mission 10 times. And I can't retry. I can't reset the mission if I mess up. I have to wait out the entire timer before I get another attempt. So it will add on some significant time. Obviously, the fastest thing to do is to beat the game in one attempt. Beat the game and beat every mission. Beat every mission first try. Now, this is very off the cuff, of course. This is just a pure commentary run. And the Family Sedan, we've done it before. We have done it. I feel like the Family Sedan's got a bit of a bad reputation because of our Lord and Savior Zenith dubbing this car the worst in the game. That is not true by any means. The Sedan is by no means the worst car in the game. There are plenty worse, especially if you're using the lovely Forced Car mod. There's a lot of really bad cars, but we will be kind of breezing through some of these missions. Forgive me if this is a very stupid video, because it is just a commentated run. The wind is blowing, Lenny is growing, and 1-3 has begun. See, the Sedan is having not really any issues. It shouldn't in level 1. Level 1 is designed to be completely beatable in the Family Sedan. This mission though, 1-3, the game does expect you to buy the Plough King. I have turned that off as well, and you may have noticed I've also done a little naughty cheat, which lets me run inside interiors. That saves a bit of time. I mean, this isn't an accurate run anyway, but like, if people were to try and do a challenge like this, then absolutely use these rules. You don't have to use the running in interiors. You can turn that off. I mean, I turned it on, so just kind of leave it off anyway. But honestly, the big time saves will come from the missions. And to be honest, look at the Family Sedan. We're doing some good damage to the limo here. It's very impressive. And that glass truck was a bitch getting in the way of that. I don't like that at all. One big punch. Ooh, not quite enough. Not quite enough to do it. Can this last ram? Ooh, it blew up. It just combusted. Now, Flowers by Irene, 1-5. A pretty boring mission. And I am going to try and skip ahead a little bit, because this mission sucks ass. This guy, he's just dumb. He will wait for you. He's a very, very generous follow. If you're too far away, he will basically just come to a complete stop. It's ridiculous. But the closer you are to him, the faster he'll drive. So in this bit, you want to kind of stay away from him so he doesn't crash straight into that middle wall. And that was pretty bad from the fans. But that is basically 1-5 done. It's not really a problem at all. 1-6, Bone Storm. Looking decently good in time. Just on 8 minutes now. How fast can we do this mission? Ooh. Smash the big idiot. Get 10 boxes in 3 minutes. Not bad. You can definitely make him spin out, but the Sedan is quite slow. Out of the 7 vehicles here, I should mention, sorry. We are starting off this series with the 7 starting vehicles. So The family sedan, the Honor Roller, the Malibu Stacy car, the Canyonero, the Longhorn, the Red Farini, and the 70 sports car. They're the first 7 I've done in this new time attack kind of series thing. And the sedan is the slowest of them, by far the slowest of those 7 vehicles. So we're probably expecting, you know, problems here and there, but the sedan is doing pretty well. He's doing all right, to be honest. And we're gonna skip ahead because this is just a drive back home to 1-7, and of course to the famous cheeky trick. Drive backwards into the door, reset the car, and then keep reversing, and you will be through the door. You'll realize why there's a door here to stop you just cheesing this entire race. You're supposed to go around basically the entire map, but the other way around. However, going through the power plant, as you'll see, kind of makes the race obsolete, as already we have won the race, and here we are. Skipping ahead now to 2-1. Oh, actually, we skipped a bit too far ahead. Way too far ahead. Let's go back a bit. Whereabouts? Yeah, here. Skinner is a bitch. He's very, very aggressive. And in a slower car like this, not fantastic. But if you go through the magical car wash, his AI goes, what the hell? Do that car wash through here. Bump into that car for good luck. And it's pretty much guaranteed that you'd win anyway from there. And if you don't win from that, just reset and try again and do the same thing. That is the best way of beating that mission. 2-2 is a pretty easy mission. It's just a bit like 1-2. It's a collectathon, drive around, get stuff, but you have to talk to people instead of just picking up objects. So it doesn't really make much of a difference. You have plenty of time really to get through all of this rubbish. I'm debating putting actually into double speed, to be honest, because some of this just isn't really worth talking about. Excuse me, I'm burping. I'm gassy. I don't care. Cold Raven. I've been watching Cold Raven. He's very good. That's got nothing to do with Simpsons Hit and Run. But let's keep going. Let's see what happens. There's some good shortcuts in level 2, so you should be pretty good on time. In general, that is not a shortcut. That is indeed a problem, and I crash into that with pretty much every vehicle. It's quite annoying, actually. Also, for some reason, I wasn't actually using first-person mode for quite a bit in this run. Don't know why, because it's the best thing to do in the game is to drive in first person. I think I just completely forgot what the button was for it, which is very stupid. But hey ho, doesn't make too much of an issue. I don't think either way it would have saved that much time. This is a bit of a strange choice, but we are setting up for the potential super quick escape from Mr. Wiggum by simply driving through this bit. You should escape him instantly, but it failed, and that was quite bad. So all that set up for a complete fail. So this is going to be quite a bad 2-2, to be honest. We're going now for the easy escape, which you can do in 5-6. And we're going to see if this works. If we just jump off here, will Wiggum follow? The sedan will flip out, and we win. Very slow. Not a great enter 2-2. You can, if you drive through that little gap, and you do it not like an idiot like I did, probably not from that position either, that starting position, you will, for some reason, Wiggum will just lose you. That's bad. Now, this race, 2-3, is one of the more challenging missions, I think, in the game. It's one of the more challenging ones. And we're not driving particularly well here. Again, this is why I should be in first person, because you just drive a hell of a lot better. But we are going to, I think, clutch out a fairly close-ish win, which is quite good. I'm not against that. 16 minutes in now, and we're on 2-4. Nice. This is a pretty boring mission. Just like in 1-5, it starts off with a follow section. The surveillance man isn't as generous as it is in 1-5. It will zoom off ahead of you if you're not careful. So we are going to skip this bit because it is particularly quite dull. And then we begin the second half of the mission. Woo! The race against Snake. And this shouldn't be that bad, but I do have a little trick. The annoying thing is cars just smashing into him and you smashing into him and spawning on top of cars. But going around this way, now I don't do the trick completely correctly, but if you go around here and you reset in the right spot, you will respawn pretty far ahead in the race. Very good for slower vehicles who need that little head start against Snake. Very, very useful. So we simply drive all the way through, and we drive to the end. Now this is one of the scary missions for me, because for some reason, I don't know if it's just the PC version in general or the mod I'm using, but this is a mission that does like to crash. And it's not the only one. But we got lucky, we didn't get a crash here, so we can continue. I mean, crashing doesn't matter, it just means I pause the time and then reset. Or resume the timer, sorry, once we get back into the game, back into the mission. And I have paused here to check, actually, what the camera change button is. So that's pretty good. Gonna skip ahead and begin. What's this? 2.5? 2.5. Collect all the roadkill. Woo! No, I'm doing that. I think I was doing that in the Sedan episode. I kept like making like a weird noise. It was just really shit and annoying. Anyway, besides the point. This is a fairly easy mission. You are supposed to do this mission. This is a forced vehicle mission in the regular game. In Cletus' pickup truck, which is a pretty abysmal vehicle. Not the worst, but definitely not a good car either. And, I mean, the Phantom Sedan isn't exactly the peak of vehicles, but it is definitely a bit better than the pickup truck. So, not really much issue here. Collect all the roadkill, drive all the way back, here comes a poo! And this is a pretty easy chase escape section. I did it kind of wrong here. This is not how you're supposed to do it, but it will work. It's not as consistent as the other method, which we will be seeing with, I believe, all the other attempts, or all the other runs. But, yeah, pretty sloppy from the Sedan. Pretty sloppy. Is that the car's fault or my fault? That's entirely the car's fault. I'm not going to blame the car for my own bad driving. Now, this is a mission I actually want to kind of skip. This is a pretty simple mission, is 2.6. Drive around and collect all the 30 monkeys. And this also is a bit of a sloppy thing as well. I think maybe it's because when I started this, I hadn't played Simpsons Hit and Run probably since doing the Speed Rocket video. So I was pretty out of it with like tricks and stuff and like routes and whatever. So I am doing it. I mean, this isn't exactly the worst thing in the world. It's not how I typically pick up the monkeys. It doesn't really matter from here on out, but yeah, it's. I think that's why I'm making some pretty sloppy mistakes as well. But this mission gives you so much time to collect the monkeys. It's one of those missions where I feel like, well, unless you Austin Powers it, it's one of those missions where I feel like you won't really ever get much of a problem, or there won't be any cars that really should massively struggle with this mission in any way. So we'll skip ahead to Sellouts 2.7, Destruction Mission. The good thing about the Phantom Sedan is it has 5 out of 10 toughness, so it has average armor and average weight, I believe, as well. It's pretty good for destruction missions. Quite a few of the starting vehicles have 3 out of 10 armor, so they're a bit weaker. But this makes it makes doing some of these missions quite good, actually. And that was a pretty quick first car. Now we're going to the second car. Ooh, there's 4 of these cars you have to destroy, and they're all fairly weak. I feel like they're about as strong as Skinner was in the limo, if not a little bit stronger, a little bit more durable. But you get time added every time you destroy one of the cars. It's a good way of gauging like how fast you're doing it, depending on like what your final time is after you destroy the 4th car. 4 minutes in, 4 minutes for the 3rd car. That's pretty good. It's going pretty quick. This is a fairly quick sellout, if I remember. Not the best, not the greatest in the world. I think the ideal car for this, or the one I always used when playing this game for this mission, I always used the Mr. Plow. Just kind of was fast enough, it was strong enough to do some good damage, had good durability, good toughness, And yeah, 440 for the last car. This could be quite a good sellout, actually. I don't remember this run. I genuinely have done like one of these runs like a day, because they're about like 2 hours, an hour and a half. I mean, oops, spoilers. So I mean, that's unsurprising. The starting vehicles haven't really been the most troublesome cars to get through the game with, but it is quite interesting seeing how some of them do tackle the game, especially since quite a few missions you can't actually, well, unless you use the forced car mod. Some missions you have to use a specific vehicle. The game will lock you into a certain car, and if you try and get out of it and try and get in another car, the game will just fail the mission completely, which is pretty good. And then you have a simple drive back. And let's begin, Lisa. Let's begin 3-1. The Sedan has been kind of... This is a really messy commentary, I do apologise. But the Sedan has been pulling its weight, really. But they were the easier missions. We're now getting into the more challenging missions of the game. And I would say... Some might say it starts with level 2. I think level 3... definitely has some trickier missions, especially for like a new player. I wouldn't consider myself a casual player of this game, not anymore. I'm not a professional player either, I'm not that good, but I'd say I'm more semi-casual. Like I know quite a few of the tricks. I use some of the tricks. I messed that one up completely. I pressed the wrong button, I believe. But, you know, I'm not the best at the game. But I understand some tricks to make it easier. And that will definitely be quite vital, I think, in some of the later challenges with some of the harder cards. And I think also I kind of want to show off that the Sedan isn't... It's not like the boogeyman vehicle that I think it may have been hyped up to be. I'm not saying that Zenith did anything or whatever, but... There probably were at least like 3 people who saw this and were like, oh my god, the Sedan sucks ass. And it really doesn't. It really doesn't. I mean, we can't really talk about that until later. I will agree with the races. Absolutely. It just struggles massively with some of the races. There's the Family Sedan. Really, really troublesome stuff. But with the missions, there's not really any. There's a couple. And the one coming up after this, 3-3, because we're on 3-2 now. 3-3 is slightly troublesome with the Sedan. Clueless, though, is a pretty easy mission. Level 3 in general has like so many shortcuts to take advantage of. And especially this really nice one here, actually. Jump into here, reset the car, and whoosh! On the other side. The problem is you've got to start from, you know, a standstill. And then another trick here. Drive, straight through here, reset the car, and there you go. Easy peasy. Good time save. But Clueless, I don't think will ever be an issue with any of the cars, just because there's so many shortcuts to take. Just completely fine. And, to be honest, you don't actually need to get in the car. Aside from the very beginning, I believe, we have to, we start in the car, you have to drive to the wacky weasels, whatever it is. Yeah, you can just walk to the places. Now this is a bad one. I tried to get Cletus into the little trick spot. Didn't work. And I can't reset to try again. I'm not allowed to retry and reset just to get a trick. No, I have to play out the entire mission and either, time out the clock or win. That's my only options now. I've got to chase this guy down, and this is, I think, the most difficult bump and collect level in the game. Because Cletus just is a bit awkward when it comes to trying to get him to drop stuff. Especially if you're a slower car like this, and this is a pretty embarrassing one. And I'm like, oh, I'm definitely bumping him, but nope, nothing's dropping. Nothing's dropping. If it was the Bone Storm truck, I think this would be a lot more generous. But yeah, this is looking pretty rough, actually. We're getting him near to the end of the timer. 30 seconds left. 3 more dead skunks to get. Ooh. What is a skunk every 10 seconds? Ooh, that's bad. Ooh. Gotta be careful here. Ooh, and we just barely made it. That was a slow. slow 3-3, but ultimately a lot faster than if we would have had to retry the mission. Potentially, to be honest. And then we have a nice, easy drive back to the lab. And then we will begin 3-4. Oh, sorry, I skipped ahead too far. Destruction mission. Boom. This first sedan is basically free. You can just crash him into there. You start up at the top of the observatory, go all the way down, crash him into that, and he'll basically be dead. Very easy first car to destroy. The next chase sedans. This is a pretty easy mission though. This isn't the worst mission in the world. There's definitely harder ones. Big bash. I don't know the trick of how to hit him properly to get him stuck, but I mean, you can do some pretty good damage to him. Even like here, you can do some good damage. That was pretty bad though. I'm still using. Oh no. Oh no, I'm not using first person because I don't usually use it for destruction missions. He's almost dead though. He's almost dead. Ooh, that was very quick. Very, very good actually. And now here comes the final one. Boom. Not much damage. Not much damage at all. He's escaped. He's escaped. Can we crash him into here? A little bit of damage. Not much. A little bit though. Gonna have to chase him up here, see what we can do. But the Sedan, with its average armor, is doing a pretty good job at getting through the game. It's not failed a mission so far, which is very impressive. There we go. And yeah, I was debating running the way, but I figured it was much faster, just a mission warp. Now, 3-5 is a pretty scary mission. It is pretty scary. It's quite random. There is quite a bit of randomness in this game, which does make it pretty annoying. So the timings may not be indicative of the eventual final grades I'll be giving these vehicles, determining how good they actually are. Because sometimes a car may be a bit slower than another one, but it will be a better vehicle. We'll have to see. Although generally, the faster the car then beats the game, then the better we get it. And that was a really good 3-5. Really, really good 3-5. Really lucky last drop. He can drop that last drop anywhere from there to the other side of the bridge jump. So, I mean, it doesn't make that much of a difference when driving back, but it is nice. It means less time to follow the very fast snake. And there we go. That was 3-5. Normally a very difficult mission. 3-6 can also be seen as quite a difficult mission too. It's not the nicest time limit in the world, and it can be pretty awkward, but this is a good trick to save time. Grab the third fish, reset the car, and then you don't have to drive all the way back. It probably doesn't save that much time, but it is a nice thing to do, just to give you a little, like another second or so. I don't know how much time it saves really. I haven't done it the normal way for bloody years now. So we'll keep driving, we'll get the fish. We will see this whole mission because it is a pretty tricky one. So let's see how well the Sedan handles things. And speaking of handling, the Sedan with 8 out of 10 handling is pretty nice to control. It's very nice to drive actually. And it's one of the best things about the Sedan. Is just, it handles well. Even though it's not the fastest, the handling really gets you out of some pretty tight, tricky situations. And also the average armor of it, 5 out of 10, can also get you out of some pretty annoying things. Like if cars just ram into you, you have enough armor to kind of push through some cars, which is quite nice. And here we are with 15 seconds to spare, a dead Homer and dead Lisa, and onto the yawn, onto 3-7, the old pirate and the sea. There we go. Tried to remember it then, but it just couldn't pop up. Now this mission you can skip pretty easily. There's no damage to it so far, which is a good start. Let's see, do I get the trick? I don't. That's bad. What you want to do is trap it down there and then get it sideways so it goes boom, 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 like a ping pong, and kills itself. And you can ram into it from the side if you really want as well. But now we have to try and destroy this pretty big, pretty tanky limo in not a lot of time at all. I think the game expects you to use like the school bus or something here, because it's quite a fast, strong vehicle. not the family sedan. But we're going to see how well the sedan handles it. If memory serves me right, I believe it's quite a tight win. But the best thing to do with destruction missions is to kind of ram it, as I find. Well, this is what I find, is to ram into stuff from the side or hit it from the tail end and turn it into stuff. It's not usually as good. Sometimes it can really work, but in case of this, yeah, you want to full-on T-bone the bloody cars. Ooh, pretty tight. Ooh, very close. Very, very close. I think with one of the cars I do fail this mission, actually. I believe it was with the Honor Roller or the Malibu Stacy, which we'll be seeing at some point. Now it's just a simple drive back to the captain and then boarding the ship. And yeah, that is level 3 done, which is pretty fast, pretty quick. 44 minutes in, well, 45 minutes basically. So quite a bit of time has passed, quite a bit of time. And this is, well, there's quite a few ways to board the sea spanker. This is a pretty quick way of doing it. It's probably quicker to do the whole like double jump up the lamppost thing, but I mean, this is a much safer kind of strat, I guess. It's much safer method. I don't think of a word then. Oh, that's the end of that part. I suppose. Do we come back later, or do we try and find the second bit? Where is it? That is another 46 minutes. Yeah, we can try another part. Let's get this one up. Marge is not moving. 1.5 times speed. There we go. Now, 4-1. Level 4, some missions do get quite tricky here. Mr. Wiggum does not slow down for anybody. He's quite fast. But stay ahead of him and drive into this little bit here and you'll be completely fine. Totally easy. But that is just the first part of the mission. Now begins the actual mission. 2 minutes to get 10 drops from Mr. Donut Boy. Donut Boy. That's me, yeah. He does indeed bring a delicious assortment of sweet delights. I'm not sure about the creamy fillings, but this is a much easier bump and collect mission than 3-3, definitely. It's not that strict with the bumps. The least strict with the bumps, the collision detection, is definitely 5-3 with the minivan. But this one's pretty easy too. Sometimes, if you were a better man than me, you could get him stuck somewhere and just keep ramming into him and make it really quick. I didn't get that, so again, a slightly slow, not the slowest, but a slightly slow 4-1. Not the worst, and then we simply drive back, and that is the mission completed. 4-2 is a pretty long mission. Drive behind Cletus, collect the stuff he drops. It's not totally free. I am going to skip this one, purely because it's not massively interesting to talk about. It really isn't the most interesting. You can have close calls like that, but there's ways to catch up to him. Just be careful, and yeah, not really the worst. If you have to retry it, it's not a big deal. It's not an impossible mission. I mean, look, I beat it on my first try, but you know, it is what it is. 4-3 though, again, is a mission that I feel like is kind of tricky normally, because you have to use the pickup truck. It's another one like 2-5. You're forced into Cletus' pickup truck, which is garbage. And some of the ketchup packets are in pretty ball spots, pretty tricky spots. I quite like this mission. But let's see how the sedan handles. Garbage truck with its big caboose. Yeah, pretty dangerous stuff. But we go around here, do this stuff. Whoa, that was pretty close. Go over here, and now this is potentially a tricky one here. Trying to not overshoot it. We managed to, I think, probably barely collect that one. Doesn't really lose that much time. We are pretty good for time anyway, like very good actually. All of the time really here comes down to this final one here and making that jump, and yeah, pretty good. After this is an escape section, which is particularly quite easy, to be honest. Generally, as soon as you do the tire fire jump, you can escape him very, very quickly. And I don't do it. I don't think I ever do it with the family sedan. So I always reset just before I end up dropping in the fire to save a little bit of extra time. And there we go. I don't know what was happening because it was quite fast. Speaking of quite fast, 4-4, a particularly quite speedy mission. A very pointless mission too, actually, because it lasts about a minute. It's a very simple race from here to the retirement castle, sorry, I believe it's called. It seems very scary. Mr. Wiggum's very fast. He takes the shortcut. Doesn't take this shortcut though, which is very good. Wiggum also usually goes so fast that he gets like trapped or gets stuck somewhere, and very easy mission. 4-5 is quite a lengthy mission. It's particularly quite long, and it's a bit boring actually. So this is the initial drive up here to the school. That's pretty easy. You'll generally get quite like a tight time here. And now begins the very long follow and collect section. Again, not massively troublesome. Stay as close to it as you can, but you know, far enough away so that if he does have a weird drop spawn, it doesn't throw you off that badly. Because you do have to keep close to it, and I believe you can't have any of the pills like flicker out and expire and despawn, like what was going to happen with that roadkill in 3-3. I think if that happens to any of the pills, you do fail the mission. But I believe I get lucky here and get a 1 cycle, which is very good. We will see a 2 cycle, and what I mean in another one of the runs. 2 of the other 7 runs I've done have a... Oh, never mind. This is the one that got a 2 cycle. So, yeah. You'll generally get those 9 drops, and you may get the 10th drop just as he lands in front of the like petrol station. Well, gas station it will be. The petrol station. Gas pumps, whatever. But sometimes he will be a knobhead, and he will be an absolute knobhead, and he will leave you on 9 and force you to do the entire lap all over again before he'll drop that 9th or that 10th pill bottle. And sometimes the AI just does this and gets stuck, and then they despawn, or they reset their car, and it's very, very annoying because it's kind of out of your control as to whether or not they just act stupid and act the Mickey, if you will. So we have to go through all of these shenanigans again, just for him to drop the final pill. And yeah, that's quite a bit of time loss that was not my fault. Now, me getting him stuck a bit more, that was kind of my fault. I didn't push him properly. Now, there's also a chase, an escape section here that's like disgustingly easy. Just take this shortcut and you will like just win. And that's pretty much guaranteed, I think. But him doing a 2 cycle, I don't know what triggers that. I don't know what... I'm sure there's some kind of manipulation you can do to make it so it's always a 1 cycle, but if that happens in these runs, again, I can't reset. I mean, because resetting probably would just take longer than just doing the lap again. But that's not my fault. And then this bit is untimed, and we have the crop circles cutscene, which is not skipped, even though I've turned off all the other cutscenes as well. That's again in the options of the Forced Car mod. So we'll skip this funny cutscene, and we'll go skipping 4-6, because it's mostly all on foot anyway, to 4-7. Destroying 3 big, massive cola trucks. And this is potentially quite a scary one. Quite a scary destruction mission. One of the scariest. Between this and 5-6 quick cash with the armored truck, these can be quite scary. I mean, the cola trucks aren't the worst, but they are quite tanky. And we're going to have to use all of the wits and the wisdom and the powers of the little pink sedan to do what we can, and we are not doing a particularly good job. But this is quite good, actually. This is quite good. Not the fastest. That wasn't really very good. I don't know why I just pushed him out, but hey ho. We have to drive this way anyway, so we might as well keep going with him. Let's see what happens to him. Let's see where he gets stuck, where I blow him up. Anywhere special? Nope. I am chugging balls. Really chugging balls. Oh no. T-boned him against the tree. That was a tree bone technique. Very, very good. Frame perfect trick. This guy, you can get stuck on the other side of the stairs. I try and do that. Here we go. Just have him drive straight vertically up to that bit, and I always get him horizontal. I cannot do the trick at all. But this guy, you can get some pretty good damage on him pretty quickly, to be honest. So he's not the worst. That wrench would be good if I could pick that up. Didn't get it. Took some damage from hitting the wall. Very good. More damage here. And now we have to pick up this wrench over here. So it's not really actually that big of a deal, is it? I keep forgetting about that wrench. And here comes the final cola truck. Let's see how this will go. Probably crashing into a tree, to be honest. Oh no, he humps me. Very good. Gets on top of me. Very, very sexual. I like that. Let's get romantic. Let's get it on, if you will. Tamanegi sensei. Here he comes. So make way. And that would be a good character to play as in this game. But we're not playing Parappa the Rapper 2. We're playing Simpsons Hit and Run with the family Sedan for a second time, even. And yeah, doing a pretty good job. Just over an hour, and we've beaten level 4. But wait, there's one more thing we have to do before beating 4-7, and it's the hardest part of the mission. It's called Escaping Mr. Chief Wiggum, and it's very easy to escape Mr. Chief Wiggum, actually, because by simply going into your house, you will escape Mr. Wiggum instantly. Because, of course, interiors are always on the map, but they are far, far away from the regular map, from the base map here. So you get in one and you just escape everything because it's so far away that the game's like, oh, well, they're gone. I think I used the like an analogy of like, oh, it's like you're in England and you're being chased by some guy, and then you go into your house and then suddenly you're in. Oh no, it was like 1 second you're in England and then like the next second you're all the way in Thailand. It's something like that, but that's essentially what it is. Anyway, you have to drive to the beginning of 5-1. Very annoying. Even the mission warp takes you back to where you start, so you have to drive to the beginning. But 5-1, another follow and collect mission. Quite a tricky one. Quite a tricky one, in fact. This one can definitely slip up a lot of people, and with some of the slower, worse cars, this mission can be quite a nightmare. Now, of course, I am allowing myself to skip missions, as I think I may have said before. I do have to run out the clock, though, but yeah, we may see that with some of the cars later on. We may see some, well, we may see a lot of fails, actually, to be honest. Well, actually, I didn't think about this, but obviously with missions like this where there is no clock, yeah. But I can't just, like, sit still and just not move and let, like, the mission fail. I do have to at least try, but I have to get 10 fails and then I can skip. I think 10 is a good number. 10, I think 10's a good number of tries before I determine as to whether or not I should skip the mission. But yeah, we're doing actually quite a good job with this mission, despite generally being quite hard. I think I actually failed it with the Sedan challenge before, potentially. But no, that was quite an easy 5-1. Very good, Sedan. We've not yet failed any missions, which is pretty impressive. Which is, I mean, it's not that impressive. The Sedan is not that bad of a car, and this is not that bad of a mission either. Pretty easy mission. Get past him. Get into here. Reverse backwards. Don't drive that far in. You can drive back to like halfway to the fountain. or into the fountain. Yep, reverse back, go over to the ramp, and 5-2. Very, very easy mission. 5-3 also a fairly easy mission. Fairly easy mission. It's quite easy to get the minivan to drop stuff. Shouldn't really be doing this in first person, as I quickly realised. And he seems to have got a monkey driving, which is quite nice actually. Let's collect all the nappies, all the diapers, the loaded diapers. And look at this. Barely any contact, any collision, and you will get a drop. Very, very, very good. So, ooh, bit of a lag. Got him stuck. Not the fastest minivan or 5-3 in the world, but not massively slow. Vote Quimby's big fat head does not help. But again, yeah, very easy mission. Very, very good. 5-4 is pretty tricky. This is probably the trickiest bit, is this little slalom course, getting the donuts in the first place. That's quite hard. It's quite hard, to be honest. Very, very... Ooh. Oh my god! Sorry, I'm yawning again. And for some reason, I think in almost in the entirety of this run, I didn't use the trick to make the camera look behind you, so you could reset the traffic and pedestrians in front of you. I do that later on, but not here, which is quite odd. Anyway, wait there, and then we're going to have to try and keep up with Mr. Wiggum. He's very, very fast. Very, very quick. I think I may have mentioned that in my sedan or donut truck little run. Hopefully this video doesn't have the same issue of just terrible mixing. It might do, though. It might do. Well, if the music's too quiet, then that's quite bad, but hey-ho. And people might be like, there's music? I thought it was just your voice. No wonder it was so boring. And this is a pretty good way, if you are not convinced you can keep up with Mr. Wiggum, simply just do this. Drive carefully up to that sign, that green sign, and you will do it because of magic and proximity. So, I mean, who really cares how it works? It works. That's all I care about. It's like magic. Oh, now this mission is very balls. Long, boring mission. This bit's dull. Just follow this dickhead. Can I make it faster? Oh, 2 times speed. Very good. So now this guy is just... Whew. He's driving. And sometimes you can get really unlucky with the garbage truck, and he can just be a real prat, a real Chris Pratt, and just be an idiot. I think, was it Speed Rocket where like he was just kind of like going in circles? Maybe. A poo running along here. Very good, very good. This is another mission that a lot of people say is very tricky. I was part of that mindset. But also, you will probably be doing this mission with the car built for Homer or even the Longhorn, a car that's generally quite fast, very good. Not the sedan, but even with the family sedan, I'm here to be the defender of the sedan. Yes, in races it kind of sucks ass in some of them, quite a few of them actually. But in terms of missions, the sedan is your friend. He can do quite well, and yeah, it's not the slowest, not the slowest 5.5 in the world. Never trust a snake. I think that's what this mission's called. So we're going to drive all the way back. This probably isn't the best route to take, but hey ho, we'll drive back. And now we'll begin 5-6 quick cash, the famous. Let's skip the initial drive up. And now we get to the chase section with Mr. Wiggum. Now this is what I do with really slow cars who I just have no faith in. We just do this jump. And it seems to be very good for losing Mr. Wiggum. This might not work. Nope, we get speared completely into the wall. Very good. And thus begins the... Oh, hang on. The armored truck itself. The best thing to do is get a quick armored truck, get him stuck here, and we do somehow, very luckily, get him not quite in the position I'd like to get him in, but a position that definitely works for me. This guy has a ton of health. A very, very durable vehicle. But yeah, we're doing some good, he's doing good damage more to himself than we are. Unfortunately, at the very end, he did drive off. So we almost got him dead, almost killed him. However, we have to go this way anyway, so we might as well chase him down. And in 2 bumps. Very, very good. Very good. Very fast, in fact. Very fast. I'm going back this way. And now let's do the very end of 5-6 with the escape section from Mr. Wiggum. And we'll see how well this goes. Very similar to how you escape from Skinner in 2-1. You simply go through the car wash. And then just drive straight down here, and you're more than guaranteed. Well, it's pretty consistent that you'll just escape Mr. Wiggum. Now we come on to Bart Simpson. Pause. That's a terrible phrase. That's the worst phrase ever. Oh, we do 5-7. Here comes Bart, except he's not really here. This mission is balls, and I'll tell you why. This is our first fail. This is the first mission we actually lost. Can you believe it? It was 5-7 of all missions. And you'll see why right from this clip, because the Curator is very fast, and we're not quite as fast as the Curator. And yeah, we're gonna struggle with this guy. We're basically just not gonna hit him ever. So we're gonna skip ahead to when we may actually hit him again. And we go around here. Boosh! He gets stuck there. That's one of your best things for him to do. Unfortunately, does not get stuck for long enough and drives off. And at this point, he's way over there, and we're down here, and we got, yeah, it's just not going to work. So on the second attempt, we're chasing him. Well, let's try and spear him here. Let's try and T-bone him. Yep, we kind of hit his arse, but he's over there now. So we're chasing him again. Back here. Got a little bit more time. He's crashed into the train yard again. I'm very sure of it. I think he did in all the attempts. And yeah, we've lost again. Third try's the charm. Get that initial little head-on collision. Very good. And we're gonna chase him all the way back down. Oh, let's go back. Back to the train yard. Smash him here. Now this is a particularly troublesome little victory here. So he destroys himself here, and I have to be very careful and get back in my car. That could have been very risky. I could have failed the mission, potentially, from being out my car. So that is how we win. By him just reversing and getting stuck and killing himself. So we won kind of because of luck. I think sometimes he can just drive through that opening and not actually crash into anything, which is very, very awesome. And since we're at the end now, we are going to go straight on to the final part. The ultimate finale. Went from whence you came. When it loads. And once again on 2x speed. And here we are with 6-1. This is when the game gets really, really troublesome. Very, very tricky. We do want to be quite careful with the level 6. It's not a particularly pleasant... Go away. Particularly pleasant series of missions. This mission, pretty fine. In the regular game, you have to do this mission in the school bus. It's a forced vehicle mission, I believe. So, you know... School bus, big dickhead, family sedan, not big dickhead. Yeah, you're kind of okay with this one. Easy mission. I mean, hit and run doesn't really make a difference, to be honest. You'll see I've got loads of coins. I don't know why I've got so many coins. Oh, I know why. I think I had them for some reason. It was it's for a mod I had. I think it was the traveling house mod. I think that's why I gave myself loads of coins so I could buy the vehicle, because it's not unlocked by default. Hey ho, 6-2. This mission. Wow. This itch and scratcher guy does not wait up for you, and he's a lot faster than the actual vehicle is itself, which is kind of crazy. Now, you're supposed to get out of the car and talk to the guy, and then he just drives off, but nope. You can just bump into him from the side, and you'll be A-okay. And you'll need to do that, because this guy is pretty fast. He's silly quick, in fact. And you got to take all your shortcuts and be very, very cunning, because, yeah, you don't really have much chance with this guy. Got very lucky going through there. Ooh. I think we lose. We do lose. We do lose that mission. Very, very bad. He is particularly quite speedy, though, is Krusty here. Here we are, getting another attempt. And we just barely beat him. He probably got stuck somewhere. Luck mission. This mission is dumb as hell. I'm going to skip this one because it just sucks. Follow Frink around. You can follow Frink. You can wait in places and it's fine. I mean, like, yeah, this is just a stupid mission. Unfortunately, the game likes to crash on this mission. I don't know why, but it likes to crash here, which is very annoying. Now, 6-4, Duff for Me, Duff for You, is quite a scary mission. Because of how the mod works, it forces you into a car at the start of the mission, so you can't do the trick where you just run to the Duff Brewery, which apparently is a thing. I didn't realize it was ever a thing, to be honest. And that can be good. Can't do that here. Got to be fast, got to be skillful, and oof, tight. This is a pretty tricky bump and collect as well, because the Duffman is very, very fast, very speedy, and he takes no prisoners in this little area, so we've got to be quite careful with him. Oof. Can we hit him? Can we get him? 3, 4. Very good. Looking good. Hit and run meter is pretty high. I think we end up getting hit and run, potentially. I'm driving a bit like a maniac, but so is this guy. And that was pretty good. Pretty good 6-4. That is quite a scary mission. Very scary mission for a lot of the bad cars, because that 45-second initial drive up to the brewery is, or I guess down and then up to the brewery, is really, really tight with some of these vehicles. Really, really troublesome. And I think I may have to skip this mission with quite a few of the cars, potentially, for this challenge. Oh dear. I mean, the only missions that have to be beaten are 7-5, 7-6, and 7-7. And we are currently on 6-5. The final destruction mission that we have to do. And one I always thought was quite hard. And to be honest, not that bad. Not the worst thing in the world. Definitely slightly troublesome. But I don't think it's that bad. Oh, be honest. Just kind of have to keep on smashing him around into shit. Once you get him to the bottom of the bridge, you can do some damage. Unfortunately, I reset the car because I pressed the wrong button, which is very, very, very dumb. And it takes a while, I think, for us to kill him. Oh, a long time, actually. Oh, wow. Yeah, it takes a really long time to kill him. Crikey. A close first try. Not the closest, but... Oh, here it comes. Here comes Set to Kill. The famous mission, the famous Set to Kill. How will the family Sedan do against the hardest mission in the game? The world's scariest level in the game. And the world, in fact. Let's see how bad the Sedan... I don't know why I said like that. I was going to say family, so I started with the A. The family Sedan. Oh. How does it do? Well, it's doing quite well. It's doing particularly quite okay, actually, to be honest. I'm getting some pretty good luck. Not the best, not the best. We are going to be a bit stupid and pick up that one first. We shouldn't do that because it'll give us more time if we pick up that one last. I think we actually would have had enough time to collect it as well. So we have slightly less time than we should have. That was pretty bad. This is particularly quite bad. I think I lose here. I do think I actually fail on this attempt. Because it's looking pretty tight. It's not looking good. We have, oh, this is going to be tight. Oh, can we do it? Can we do it? Oh, golly, we can. 2 seconds to spare. Not the best. Could have had more time to spare, but that was the first try set to kill. Very, very good. I don't know. I'm saying this as if like it's not me who's doing it, but I mean this was recorded like a good few days ago, so yeah, it's kind of nice to revisit it in a newer, sleepier kind of atmosphere. I shouldn't be sleepy. It's like 3:15. Crazy, crazy. Man, I wish I had a job. Something. It's ridiculous. Fucking uni. Anyway, it's not the point. It's not the point. This is about how well this idiot does. And how well is it doing? Decently well. Oh yeah, by the way, 6-7. Oh no, oh no! No! Commentated Strike Back, that final mission, the last mission of level 6. If you simply drive and do the race in the opposite direction, you'll basically just win. And you kind of need to do that because that race is quite tight, actually. It's quite a hard race. Level 7 now, I'm not really worried about any of level 7. It's all fast-paced action, very fun. Nowhere near as tricky as Set to Kill. I don't know why the hell I drive through there. That's a very strange choice. I think I just was a bit of an idiot, to be honest. But we are coming up to the end of the Family Sedans run. And we do all that, have a nice simple drive back home. I'm not going to skip it. Here we are. Easy peasy. 7-2. Just follow this dickhead. It's more follow, but in the case of a slow car, it's more follow, and also, as long as you can, try and keep ahead of the car, because it is quite fast, is the Black Ferrari. But simply, yeah, just follow it. Follow it to the end, very easy. 7-3, the first of the Toxic Waste missions. What normally are considered quite hard levels, in fact. None of them are particularly that difficult, to be honest. Sometimes, I mean, the scariest things about these levels really is getting hit and run, because if the hearses, if they collide into you, they will do some, they will basically just, you're gonna lose your toxic waste. Big collisions will cause you to lose it. Sometimes it's not even big collisions. Sometimes just like a light tap into a wall can make you lose it. Sometimes a decent ram into a wall won't make you lose it. It seems really random at times. It might be because on the PC you kind of have to play with a frame limiter, so that might affect the collisions and stuff and whatever, but I mean, hey ho. It's all kind of a bit random anyway, to be honest. This mission, 7-4, is basically not even a mission. It's literally just... it's drive back to the power plant, which is all level 7 is, basically. It's just drive either from the school to the power plant, back and forth, back and forth. Escaping this guy is very, very easy. Even though this is quite a long escape, yeah, it's not that hard. These idiots drive to the power plant. And then the big climby up here. 7-5, the first of the autopsy missions. The only 3 missions that we have to complete to beat the game. Or beat this run anyway. Can it do it? Well, 7-3 and 7-5 are basically identical missions. Both give you 1:40 to get from the power plant to the school. Obviously, in the base game, 7-3 is a forced vehicle mission. You have to use the hover car. 7-5, you can use whatever car you want. Yeah. Obviously, 7-6, you have to use the Bandit Snake's car. And 7-7, you have to use the World War II vehicle with the rocket. World War II rocket, I call it. But, to be honest, really none of these missions are that bad. Again, a bit of stigma. I think Nerd Cubed, love Nerd Cubed, but definitely a lot of stigma around this game and like how difficult it really is. It's not that bad. I mean, yeah, sure, when you first play it, obviously it's going to be quite difficult. Like, when you first play any game, it's going to be hard. That's just how it is. It's kind of hard to say with games, like, you know, because what some people might find really easy, other people might find really hard. It just depends. I mean, there probably are games that just are objectively easy and hard, but like, you know, it just kind of is what it is, really. But this game, I feel like it's gotten a bit of a weird reputation for being considered like really difficult when we'll get to some really difficult parts of this game. We will make this game very challenging, but the Sedan is doing a bloody good job. To be honest, I think the only times it's failed have been 6-2 and 5-7. That's really impressive. That's really impressive, actually. But yeah, hey ho. On to the drive back. Not really much of a problem here. Should we skip it? Yeah, we'll skip ahead. Because the one we really want to see is we want to see the last mission. The infamous 7-7, which probably is mostly quite hard because of the World War II rocket just being a bit of a crap car. But this time the gimmick here is you've got to race the car to the power plant. It's not that bad. It's not that bad at all. I do, actually. I do get quite close with it. Because I was thinking, oh, he's quite far behind me. Oh, no, he's not actually. He's right on my arse. So it could have been. It could have failed here. Luckily, I didn't. I managed to pick up the delightful toxic waste. And we begin our final drive back. And the end of the saga of the family sedan. So it's been a pretty good run. It's been a pretty good run for the family sedan. I'm very proud of it. I feel like a proud parent. You know, I'm really happy for it. We've got to be careful not to get hit and run because we don't want to have to do anything again, and we don't really have much time to go back. But here comes the escape section. Very easy. Just do that. Just do that. Reset the car here. That is a bit risky, but we'll do it anyway. Got to be very careful because I could have lost my waist there. And then we drive in, and there we go. It should be 206.42, but that is the family sedan. 2 hours, 6 minutes, and 42 seconds. Very good. Really good car. Now we will be doing scripted videos where I cover these cars in not more detail, but more like a tier list kind of manner. But I mean, you can't deny that's pretty good. That's pretty impressive how it can beat all these missions in just over 2 hours. It's quite fast for apparently the worst vehicle in the game. I disagree. I'm Manda Sanj, and welcome to the chill out dumbass section. You know, like, comment, subscribe if you like what this is. I don't like it.